In 1956, a guy was sent out to get some cat food from Rolls-Royce in the car, and he hit a cow.
Oh God. Hi everyone, welcome to Nightfall.Drives. Doug here, and today you join me on the coastal road outside Paphos in Cyprus with Pete in his 1955 Rolls-Royce. So this is a genuinely unique car.
Yeah.
It's described as experimental.
It's an experimental car. Normally, Rolls-Royce destroy them. There's only 6 to my knowledge that are out on the market, you know, owned privately. Out of about 160, I think, something like that. I could be wrong on the figure, but it's about 160. There's quite a high number of them, but they're normally destroyed or rebadged and re-chassis numbered. Because the chassis number on this is EX41, experimental car number 41.
Oh yeah. And there's a number of firsts with the car, so the engine and the aircon.
This is the first Rolls-Royce with the 4.9 engine in it, which was developed for the Silver Cloud, the model that followed.
Yeah.
And this is the first Rolls-Royce with air conditioning, or they called it refrigeration. And if you look up here, you've got vents.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's where the cool air came in.
Yeah.
And it's the first Rolls-Royce with power steering.
Yeah.
So, you know, and a host of other small bits and pieces, etc., etc. But yeah, I knew nothing of the history when I bought the car. I knew it was an experimental car, but exactly what it was used for, no idea.
Yeah, so how have you kind of built up the history and...
I was contacted by RREC, which is the clubbing worldwide for Rolls-Royces. And they wanted to do an article concerning 3 guys that came over from Sierra Leone to learn how to be a chauffeur, ready to chauffeur the Queen.
Oh, right.
They contacted me and said, have you got a photograph? Well, I said, it's in the paint shop at the moment. I said, I'll let you have one, it comes out. And they contacted me about 3 months later and said, we scrapped the idea of just doing that article. We didn't realise how special the car was. And they done a 6-page article on this car.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised with that sort of provenance. And to be in the, well, it sounded like you had to do a bit of work to get it to how it is today. Is that a bit of an understatement?
Just a smidge. But it was all very nice work. It was all new to me because I'd never done a car before. But you know, it's like anything else. If you don't know how to do it, you find somebody who does and try and get them to teach you how to do it, which is what I've done.
Yeah.
You know, some of the aluminium panels were a bit bent, and I found this lovely old guy in a village who specialises in panel beating aluminium. And I said to him, you know, I don't want you to do it. Can you show me how to do it? And I spent a couple of evenings and afternoons there, and he showed me how to do it, and learnt a new skill.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And so bodywork is obviously quite an important part of it. I mean, it looks incredible today, and but mechanically as well, and the engine was the first one of its type. And
which makes it a little bit difficult for some parts of the car. The power steering, for instance, I don't know how Rolls-Royce came by the system, etc., but it actually didn't work properly. And
Right.
I spent best part of 9 weeks with a spool valve in my hand trying to work out what's actually wrong with it. It turned out a couple of the seals were wrong and a spacing washer.
All right. So you have to a bit of a trial and error. It's like everything, I guess.
Yeah.
How does it feel now? Is it obviously one of the early systems of this type, but it seems to be tracking pretty nicely.
It tracks really nicely. There's very little pressure on the steering wheel when it's stationary to turn the wheels.
And that's what these are all about, really, wasn't it? Making it smooth, comfortable,
Yes.
you know, luxurious. Best car in the world, wasn't it? The aim of these.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So going to the history of it, in 1956, I've got a log sheet that tells me exactly everything they've done to the car. How much petrol they put in it, what nuts and bolts they changed. You know, they were not moaning, they were saying that it's a little bit noisy on the inside. And there's a line in this logbook says, fill a 1/4-inch hole with plasticine to stop the noise. And all that sort of stuff is logged.
Yeah. So they're using instruments and stuff, I guess, to find the source of the noise, or
No, I think it was a question of take it for a test drive and have a listen.
use your skills and
Yeah. In 1956, a guy was sent out to get some cat food from Rolls-Royce in the car, and he hit a cow.
Oh God.
Destroyed the front of this and killed the cow. I've got a lovely photograph of the damage, but you can imagine what happened when he goes back. You know, I've hit a cow. Well, we only wanted a tin of cat food. We didn't want a whole cow. And I've got a statement from him as well for the car, which goes with the history.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Do you have sort of the background of who owned the car before you and what it was used for?
I know exactly who owned it for whatever part. It was ordered by Rolls-Royce in 1954 and built in 1950, finished in 1955. It stayed with them until 1979. It spent 2 years in the experimental department, and then it went to their School of Motoring, which is chauffeurs, bodywork, upholstery, that sort of stuff. And they kept it until 1979.
Yeah.
Whilst it was in the School of Motoring, it was retrimmed. The seats were retrimmed in black PVC. Well, you're not going to give the apprentices leather, are you?
True.
And all the door panels, they painted black.
Painted over the PVC or the...
No, painted over the leather that was here.
The leather, okay, yeah. So this is, well, it's got almost a new car smell, so this must have been retrimmed, I guess, fairly recently, was it? Or,
Yeah, I done this.
yeah.
The only thing I didn't do was stitch the suits.
Yeah.
But there's 11 cows in here, believe it or not. You wouldn't think there's space, would you?
No, and how many of them did you hit?
No, I didn't hit any.
What a way to have my first Rolls-Royce experience.
I've wanted a Rolls-Royce since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, I was going to ask you,
I
where did it
saw
start?
my first Silver Cloud and I wanted a Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
And it took until five and a half years ago to get one.
Well, you got there.
Yeah.
And you're obviously bringing it out and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And what a place to do it as well. With,
Oh, it's a lovely place to drive.
yeah. So the car itself has been around the world a little bit then. It's been in different places.
Yeah, it's been Switzerland, laid up in Switzerland, laid up in Holland. It was shipped over here in 2015.
Yeah.
I knew it was over here and I knew it was for sale, but I couldn't track the car.
Yeah.
We eventually tracked it down, and the day I tracked it, the guy had shipped it to England to put it into car auction.
All right. So you just missed it initially.
I'd missed that because we were actually in Sardinia.
Oh,
We're
right.
going back the following day.
Mm.
And I phoned him up after the auction because I watched it go through.
Mm.
You're going to sell it to the highest bidder? He said, no, not going to sell it to the highest bidder if it didn't meet his reserve. Do you mind if I have a look tomorrow? Because we were actually going back that day.
Mm.
Had a look at it. The wife said to me, do you think you can do it? Take a chance.
Mm.
So we bought it. Made him an offer, which wasn't anywhere near the reserve, and he accepted it.
Yeah, and I suppose this is why you didn't quite know what you were getting.
Yes.
But yeah, it certainly seems to have paid off. It's
Well, it's a lovely car to drive.
yeah. Mm. And you remember the day you're 9 years old seeing that particular car? And,
I can picture that silver cloud now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know what it was at the time? Were they, well known?
You've got to bear in mind that I was not from a wealthy family. I just saw the presence of the car and fell in love with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's similar stories around the club about people's history with particular models or brands, and it's quite an emotive thing. But yeah, this I can certainly see why you enjoy this. It's nothing else quite like it, is there?
And I enjoy fiddling,
Yeah.
fixing it, stuff like that.
Yeah, and is it a little bit tricky to get to certain bits of it because of the wings or the stuff, or you can get to what you need to?
If you need to change the dynamo, you've got to take the bonnet off, the grill off, front wing off, inner wing off to get to it.
So that's a half a day or a day or something before you get to it, or?
I do things very slowly,
Yeah.
probably 3 days before I can get to it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you take the wing off or the bonnet off, you want to protect it. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not like you can very easily get replacement parts for. If
I can
something
get
goes wrong,
replacement parts for all the mechanics, but
Yeah.
not the bodywork,
or- Yeah.
because it's all hand-beaten aluminium. When I got the car, it was metallic silver from the waistline up, and metallic green on the bottom half.
Oh yeah.
But somebody had attacked it with an angle grinder. Somebody had tried to take some of the paint off. It was in a terrible state.
That was it.
And when I stripped the paint, because I'd done it by hand, I found this colour throughout the whole car.
Oh, okay. So this was the original shade.
Not quite. I mean,
Yeah.
it's debatable.
Yeah.
It originally left Rolls-Royce. This colour above the waistline and Oxford blue at the bottom.
Yeah.
But when I stripped it all, I found this colour throughout.
Okay.
So I've got a sneaky suspicion that they painted it all this silver mink and then added the blue on afterwards. So
Yeah.
technically, yeah, it's the original colour.
Yeah. Probably for a day while it dried off, and then for a few days. And then the chrome work. How was that?
I've had it a whole lot re-chromed.
Re-chromed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look spectacular condition. I was very worried about putting the mounts on and stuff.
We'll find out when we take them off.
Yeah.
See how big a bill you're going to get.
Is there a payment plan? Is there? For the future, then, it's pretty much how you want it now. There's a bit more.
It's a constant fettle.
Yeah.
Constant fettle. But this car did save my marriage.
Oh yeah. Normally it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yep. I done majority of the work during COVID.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And if I had to stay at home with my wife, she'd have divorced me. I know that for a fact.
But it was very.
So it
very
saved
difficult
the
time,
marriage.
wasn't it? It was,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's immediately earned its keep then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Pete. That was a
No worries.
fantastic experience and great learning about the history of it. Really appreciate your time and sharing the story with us.
No
It's
problem,
been
sir.
great. Thank you very much. So, yeah, check out my other videos from today. We'll continue our tour of the coast. Having a nice fun day. But yeah, as I say, check out the other ones. Please subscribe, like, and we'll see you again. Thanks very much.